What's good with the YouTube? Today we will be talking about how bad NBA Twitter is and how it can be fixed. Let's get it. Alright, so I was finna come in here and talk about like the random hate that my man's KD was getting, and then I went on Twitter and saw this. This is another reason why NBA Twitter is just so toxic. It's like every single day, do we have to compare niggas? It's like instead of just watching and enjoying and living in the moment of that current player, we just always gotta compare. Whether it's Mike and LeBron, LeBron and KD, Steph and Dame, Giannis and whoever. It's just like every single day we have to compare. It's like we don't even gotta do that every day. Like once in a while, okay, you can be like, okay, I think this player is better than this player. And if somebody disagrees with you, that's fine. That's their opinion. Just because you think MJ or LeBron is the greatest player of all time doesn't make it a fact. That just means that that's what you think. It's some people that agree with you and some people who don't. But y'all be on here living and dying about who is the greatest player of all time or who's better at this and this and this. These people don't even know y'all. They don't even care about y'all. Like that's the first thing for me. Like just it's just wow. Alright, so back to with the regularly scheduled program. The hate my man's KD be getting. I feel like people just hate KD off of the decision he made, what, in 2015, 16. It was dumb long ago. Get over it. It happened. The nigga won his championships. Now he gone. But for real though, the hate he be getting, it just doesn't really make sense. Like KD, like when he had his 49-point game in the playoffs against the Bucks, everybody was like, "Oh yeah, KD that dude, KD that dude," and then of course it was the people that was like, "Well, when LeBron did it 3 years ago in the playoffs, nobody was this hype," or when Giannis did it, nobody was this hype, or when Dame did it, he had 50, nobody like. I was listening to the Through the Wire podcast, and they said something that was really, really spot on. It's like with NBA Twitter and the NBA community in general, you can't praise someone without other people being like, well, when he did it, or what about when he did it 6, 7 years ago and he had 10 assists? What about that? Why are we praising him? Like that's just not it. Like, and it's really people who sit here every day, wait, or like when the season was going on, wait for somebody to have a great game, and as soon as they post it, they go find someone who did it a year prior, 2, 3, 4, 5 years prior, with the same numbers, and be like, well, they did it, so what he did wasn't really that special. They was doing that 4 or 5 years ago. Why has it come to that? It's always like you can never be happy for somebody without somebody trying to come in and just ruin the fun. And I feel like that's how KD's career has been for the past 5, 6 years, just because he made that decision. Like if you listen to the podcast with him and Draymond Green, Kevin Durant is just purely a basketball player. That man said he wake up, he play basketball, and he go home. He's literally just purely a basketball player. So if you look at him joining the Warriors, like my man P said, Pee Wee the Plug, that was the smartest decision he could have made. Just purely loving how they play basketball. They've been probably the best basketball we've seen in our lifetime. Anybody would want to go play with that. Just purely off of playing basketball and the structure of basketball. And he did that. And what happened? It was some of the best basketball years we've ever had. And I'm not coming here to be like, oh, I'm a Warriors fan. I'm a Chicago Bulls fan. And I enjoyed the Warriors and that team they had. It was fun watching the Warriors play because it was just so dynamic and yet so simple. We've just never seen an offense like that before. And they got it done on the defensive side of the ball with a lot of players who people question their defense. You know, Steph is not the best defender, but he's not a slouch. Clay's a great defender. KD is an upgraded defender. You know, a lot of people weren't really like, oh, KD can't play defense, play defense. Like throughout his career, he got gradually better and better to the point where you don't even have to worry about being switched on because KD, I won't say he can lock up, but he's gotten significantly better. And Draymond, people give Draymond that hate too. I'll probably have to do a whole part two about that. But people just it's just weird to me that people will hate on somebody for a decision they made and just never forget. Oh, and don't get me started on Mr. LeBron James. That's definitely gonna be a part two, cause y'all crucify that man for no reason. That man could just be like, "Happy birthday to D Wade," and niggas just would be like, "You suck, Michael Jordan better than you. He got 6 rings, you got 4." Like niggas sit there and do that every single day of their lives and have nothing else better to do. Like it has to get to a point where you like kind of like, I know you trolling, you trying to be funny for Twitter and everything, but niggas don't even be getting no likes, they don't be getting no retweets, they just under every post like, oh, LaMickey, you got a Mickey Mouse ring. Like, come on. I'm definitely gonna make a part two about that.